It's good morning from Maywood. Lovely morning, not too cold actually. And it's quite late for me, 7 o'clock, so no, I haven't just got up. But as you can see, the sun is up behind, and there's a really red sky not too long ago. And the birds were singing very strongly, and the owls were still busy going. So I thought I'd actually just come out and get a little bit of screen time, morning time at Maywood. Dogs are out, they've had a good gallop around. Mum, as you know, is on the Dementia trail. Not too bad this morning. I said I did promise in the last bit I wasn't going to say any more of those. So she had a bit of problems, but it's come through the night quite well. Finished all the antibiotics because she actually had quite a heavy chest infection. And the next thing now is to make sure that we've cleared it all up. So doctors will do another check later, listen to her lungs. And I do every morning all the regular blood pressure and then the oxygen levels, see how all of that is. And I also have to do that for the uncle as well, because he has chronic COPD. Anyway, so I did think the sun was going to be a little bit redder out there. It was earlier, but by the time I ran in to pick up my phone again, because I'd left it charging, we're just getting the sort of red tinge, no, orangey tinge. So I'm just going to swing around and see how it looks without me in the picture. Oh, that's it. That's interesting, isn't it? You can see a stronger colour. So it's showing orangey on the video, but in fact it's really red. And you can see also the old oak. Not sure how old Oaky is, but we've been here 33 years now, and through the years old oak is just getting bigger and bigger. And I've had some babies off old oak. I've lifted them up and transplanted them into other areas. Part of my way of rewilding naturally. Because when we came here, there were absolutely no hedges, nothing, just one massive big field of 55 acres. And you can imagine that arriving here with all the animals and just one massive field. We actually had to start getting very busy doing fencing very quickly. But about 15 years ago, 20 years ago, yeah, 15 years ago, we actually made a conscious decision that when we were taking all the hay off the land, not to have the farmer go right the way up to the boundary fence. Because obviously every time you do that, you're wiping out all the new regeneration that's happening within the fence lines. And I'll show you during the daytime on another video what a difference that's made, because now we've got all hedges grown where the fence lines were, I've got itchy nose, sorry, and still are. So we've removed some of the actual fencing line because it's now taken over by the hedge. So we've got a natural fence line, which is great, and it's all I ever wanted. So the next thing I also want to do, I'm just watching the dogs, they're having a bit of a mosey round. I want to create a big pond. That costs money, so that's going to have to wait quite a while unless I can do some mega amazing things that suddenly bring in the finance. But it's all time, and at the moment time is tied up looking after Mum and the uncle and the animals, as well as trying to keep the place tidy. And I have to say, the thing that suffers the most is the place isn't as tidy as it used to be. And that I find quite a kick in the guts, because it's not what represents us, the Larrigans, an untidy place. And if Mum was back in normal state, she would be going, in other words, ballistic. And she would be out there jumping up and down, sorting it all out. Well, we all would be. She'd be pulling us along, because to tidy place indicates a tidy mind. And I have to tell you right now, my poor mind is not tidy. It is just so overrun by everything. And on that note, I'm going to close. And remember, as I say all the time, it's good to talk. Please keep talking to friends and reach out to others, because sometimes it's easy just to become you. And it's nothing to do with you being sick in any way, but you just forget to ask for help. And then eventually friends stop offering help because they think, oh, well, they're fine, they're coping, when in fact you're not. So make it clear to those, if you're struggling. I'm not struggling mentally, I don't think. Though at times I go and I give the straw bales quite a strong shaking up when I'm doing the beds, and that takes out my anger and frustration of what is happening, because it's quite strange when you get to this point of life. You don't realise how, well, you do I suppose, but I'm not age aware really, except I did get a sudden reminder when my driving licence came through. And what did it say? Time you have to renew your license. And I thought, well, why? It's not run out. It runs until goodness knows how long. Well, I'm 70 in January, and that means I have to automatically renew my license from now on every 3 years. So that was quite a shock to the system, and I thought, damn it. How much longer is left on this planet? Who knows? We never know from day one anyway, do we? It could be this second that I'm talking to you is all I have left. Hopefully it won't be. I will keep moseying on, because my thoughts are of writing another book. Having done the horse training book, horse and rider training book, called New Sensations for Horse and Rider, that was 24 years ago. And I designed a range of children's toys called the Mini Marbles. And all of these things I learned along the way about registering trademarks and my name and all that, the Mini Marbles names, and my production name for the Magic of the Horse, trademark that. So life's been quite a learning journey. I left school at 14, no O-levels or any ologies of that famous Maureen Lipton adverts, which were great. But you learn along the way, and you make mistakes, that's for sure. You make mistakes handling life, and you make mistakes with people. We're only human at the end of it. So for those of you I might have annoyed, embarrassed or anything, I truly apologise, just in case I don't ever get to see you and say it to your face. I'm sorry. But now I actually will go into the house. I've left Mum with the carers, and they're waiting to do a changeover shortly. It's been a good morning actually so far. Birds are going, the owls stopped hooting. I had heard the pheasant was going just as I came out. A load of pheasants kicked off, and you could see them then all trying to fly over the fencing. I don't breed pheasants. These are all pheasants that have just popped in for a visit, and they are now going on their way, hopefully avoiding all the hunters' guns and things. So we have a bit of a story that all animals that need rescuing, they always make their way to Maywood, right down to the point of we've had sheep walking off the road and they stayed here at Maywood, and I will put up some pictures of those at a later date. But right now I think it's time to say ciao. I will catch up later. There's the sun. Oh, that's lovely, isn't it? I need to move that hay feeder behind. That sort of disturbs the scene a little bit, but it's a fact of life. There's farm things around the place. And oops, oh, there was some geese flying over earlier actually. Yeah, loads of blackbirds, crows, etc. Life's a merry journey, isn't it? So take care. I will say see you anon. Catch up soon. Remember, it's good to talk to anybody and everybody. Make your words known and keep safe. Bye for now.